Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. Huge Bitcoin news, my friends. We have a country, the first country, in fact, in Africa that has made Bitcoin a legal currency. Also, we have Grayscale making a push to get their Bitcoin spot ETF approved by the SEC. I want to share what efforts and next steps they're about to take to help push the SEC forward. Also, will the SEC Ripple lawsuit being pushed back, their respective timeline pushed back to later this year into 2023? Will that affect Flare and the launch of the Flare network? I want to share the details there. We have a big update there as well. Before we get to it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. If you're listening on a podcast site, please give me a 5-star rating. Quick word from our sponsor, and that is iTrust Capital, which allows you to trade crypto 24/7 in a retirement account. And trading within a retirement account gives you huge tax benefits and savings. You don't have to pay capital gains tax in the immediate as a result. If you currently trade on an exchange, you're hitting taxable events. You don't have to worry about that in iTrust Capital. So it's a really great platform, a really great option to help save on tax. And they have 25 plus cryptocurrencies, a full mobile app on Android and iOS. And you could also trade gold and silver. Also, they have really great security, guys. They use Coinbase custody and Fireblocks. So a lot of institutions use Coinbase custody. So you don't have to worry about your crypto being lost or hacked. They are using the top of the level institutional crypto custody, guys. Once again, it is free to sign up. There are no monthly fees, no hidden fees, no subscription fees or anything like that. And if you sign up with my link in the description, you are eligible to get a $100 funding bonus. So be sure to check it out. Visit, sign up for free, and see if it's for you. Link in the description. Now, let's jump into the big news. The Central African Republic has unanimously passed a bill to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. This is huge. This news was also confirmed by Binance CEO CZ. It was reported by Forbes. Here's the headline. First African country adopts a Bitcoin currency. Let me give you the details here. The Central African Republic has become the first country in Africa to adopt Bitcoin as a payment currency. In a worldwide first, the National Assembly unanimously adopted the bill to help put the country's plan for economic recovery and peace building on track. Think about this, guys. Put on your political, economic, geopolitical, macroeconomic, whatever terminology you want to use, your thinking cap on here. They're incorporating Bitcoin and crypto into an economic recovery plan and peace building. This is mind-blowing. I mean, you really have to think about this. And, I've talked about it over the years about Africa. And even Charles Hoskinson and myself talked about this, about how Africa could be the leader in this technology because there's so much potential for growth. They are starting from a baseline and a foundation where there's not much red tape and all kinds of bureaucracy and nonsense and politics, right? A lot of these people can jump, because a lot of them have cell phones and so forth, can jump straight into this and really start to use the technology. And the folks at Cardano and IOHK are doing a lot of great work across different countries in Africa. And if you haven't seen my interview with Charles Hoskinson, be sure to check it out. We definitely talk about this. So guys, this is very, very significant. The Minister of Digital Economy, Post Services and Telecommunications, Gowarna Zako, I apologize if I butchered that, and the Minister of Finance and Budget, Katalit Nangowango, I'm sorry if I butchered that, initiated and submitted the draft law establishing both the legal framework for cryptocurrency regulation and Bitcoin as an official currency in the Central African Republic. Wow. Wow, guys. And remember, it starts with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is usually the door. It opens the door for the rest of the market. And eventually all coins and so forth are going to be adopted. And like I said, Cardano, they're building across Africa, guys. The minister, well, let me jump ahead, actually. The application of the legal tender implies the acceptance of cryptocurrencies as a legal means of payment established through specific legislation. With cryptocurrencies, the Central African Republic is moving towards a new avant-garde path of development and economic performance, a dynamic field which is popular among investors around the world and ever present as a full-fledged assets in the portfolios of the world's largest financial players. Wow, guys, this is really, really big news, and game theory will play out here. One domino falls on the continent of Africa. We're going to see other countries across Africa do the same, and across the world as well. You know, we've seen it with institutional players, right? Paul Tudor Jones was the first domino to fall. And then you saw Bill Miller, Ray Dalio, Stanley Druckenmiller, and Mass Mutual started buying Bitcoin, right? It just takes one to fall, and then the others will come, guys. This is massive news. This is the stuff that gets me bullish and has me DCAing, even though the price sucks right now. I'm just accumulating where I can, not financial or investment advice, of course. Be smart. Don't put your life savings into investments, whether it be stocks, real estate, or crypto. You use money that you're willing to lose. I'm not saying you're going to lose your money, but rather out of principle, because we don't know what the future holds. But we can see, at least from the news here, things are growing and moving in the right direction. Adoption is happening. So let's move ahead. Barry Silbert, head of digital currency group, which owns Grayscale, he tweeted out the following. Grayscale makes fresh push for SEC approval to become Bitcoin ETF. Now, we know Grayscale and many other institutional investors have been trying to get a Bitcoin spot ETF approved. The futures ETF is approved, of course, but that's trash. That's garbage, right? That's settled in paper, in cash, and so forth. We want spot ETFs, which are settled in the physical asset, and that is Bitcoin. And remember, I know some people are going to be like, I don't care about Bitcoin. Well, if you're holding an altcoin, it starts with Bitcoin, and then they start building ETFs around altcoins, basket of altcoins, and so on and so forth. So the Financial Times, reported on this. Here's the headline. Grayscale makes, well, it's the same here. It says, crypto asset manager has focused on key legal detail in letter to regulator ahead of July deadline. So Grayscale is going to try to make their push, guys. I've said it many times over the years. When a spot ETF gets approved, it's going to open the floodgates. So much capital is going to come in. We got sovereign wealth funds, retirement funds, and folks who want to touch the crypto market and invest in it, but they don't, there's a lot of risks, a lot of uncertainty, and they're not going to take that risk. So, I'm hoping Grayscale can pull this off because the market needs it, guys. So the asset manager is focused on a legal detail in a bid to bolster its application with the SEC to convert its $40 billion Bitcoin trust into an exchange-traded fund, according to a letter sent to the regulator. Grayscale's maneuver comes as the SEC is deliberating over whether to give the go-ahead for U.S. exchange-traded funds to hold Bitcoin rather than derivatives linked to the cryptocurrency for the first time. The regulator has said it will make a decision regarding Grayscale's application in early July at the latest. Boy, they could easily deny this, but my fingers are crossed that they do approve it. Maybe, Biden's crypto executive order will help push things forward. I can only hope, guys, and maybe that sends the market going nuts, going bananas, right? And a lot of capital just flowing straight into Bitcoin, and obviously that trickles down to the altcoins. And then, if they approve a Bitcoin ETF, I'm sure people are going to start throwing in Ethereum spot ETF and Cardano and whatever else, right? They're going to go down the list. So this is why we need the Bitcoin spot ETF to be approved. And there's multiple applications. So let's hope this plays out. In fact, Gabor Gurbax of VanEck, who I've interviewed on the channel, VanEck, one of the oldest names in investing, they are also working on a US spot ETF. They have multiple spot ETFs known as ETPs approved across across the world, guys. In many, in fact, he said here, 14 plus EU jurisdictions raising hundreds of millions of dollars. So the United States is the largest capital market. So just imagine once they get this thing approved here, what's going to happen, guys? So much capital coming in. Fidelity, which has been a big name in the crypto market for a long time. They're one of the first institutions to make a big move. They launched Fidelity Digital Assets, that arm or subsidiary, which operates around crypto. Well, not only have they been mining Bitcoin and making investments, we just got news that Fidelity Investments has opened an 8-story building in the Decentraland Metaverse. That's pretty amazing. It's not something I expected, but these folks are dabbling, they are exploring, they're building, they're expanding, and this news right here makes me so bullish because it's Fidelity. I mean, they have trillions of dollars of assets under management. So, game theory, folks, don't be surprised if you see Goldman Sachs builds a skyscraper in the metaverse, right? And we're all moving in the same direction here. I know sometimes it seems a bit slow on the government side, but all arrows, all signs point to growth and adoption. Finally, Hugo Filion, who's the co-founder and CEO of Flare, he tweeted out the following about the Flare and Songbird expansion. Flare and Songbird are built to support interoperability for the entire blockchain space. FA assets for non-smart contract tokens and layer cake for smart contract tokens. He said the case against Ripple does not determine the Flare launch date. So this pushback with Ripple and the SEC lawsuit doesn't affect Flare. So that's a good update. I'm actually trying to get a follow-up interview with Hugo so that we can talk about, hey, what's happening next with Flare, and what are we doing? So I'm excited about this. I still have my Songbird tokens. I've been delegating them and earning rewards. So that's pretty cool. So guys, that is the news, and this news out of Africa. This has to be really bullish because I'm just seeing dominoes falling across the globe. And remember, this is a global asset class, and you don't have to be an accredited investor, and you can just have internet access. There's no like threshold. Well, you can only buy Bitcoin if you spend $10,000. No, you can put $10 into Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP and Cardano, whatever, and you're part of the asset class. Same way to trillionaire, billionaire is. This is pretty significant, and it's all it's global. It's all verifiable. It's on the blockchain, and obviously you have hard cap on tokens. So there's not this inflation. There's in fact deflation for many tokens, and a lot of scarcity, and that drives the value up, especially when you have capital coming in globally. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the news. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.